Okay, in order to continue from the previous video where we set all these values into the Revit schedules and we got Revit to calculate the preliminary cost estimation, I've continued with the time frame. So we just have these two simple formulae here. This one, which calculates the estimation of the construction duration, and then this one here, which estimates the design duration. So I've set these two formula into Revit using the same method as before, and we get this very long master cost calculation. I've called it at the top here. So here we have the preliminary cost estimation, which includes VAT, fee percentage, proposed contingency sum, etc., etc. And then I've added in a construction duration calculation. So I just go in here to the fields and go down to construction duration and edit it. You can see that we have this formula, preliminary cost estimation by 35 over 100 by 450 by 7.4 by the team size. So the team size is set up here as a parameter. Okay, so that means that if we change the team size, let's say we put 5 guys in there, you can see that the construction duration automatically updates. So now we have 96 full working days to build this house. Similarly, we have the number of design employees over here. Let's say we have to do it in a very rushed situation. We put 5 people on this project, and we can see that we can do the entire project within 11 days for this hourly design fee and for this fee percentage, so that we know how much time we can spend on the project here. Now what we can do with this then is, if you want to use these schedules within your documentation, you don't want to have an enormously long schedule showing all the parameters you can possibly put in there. So you need to be able to take bite-sized chunks out of it, so you can show the information that you need to show depending on who it is you want to show it to. So let's say we don't want to show the client anything that happens after the preliminary cost estimation here. We don't want to talk about anything to do with construction or design. So what we could do is right click on the schedule over here in the project browser. We can duplicate the view, and we get this master cost calculation copy 1. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to rename it to just going to call it preliminary cost estimation. Okay. And now what I can do is go to the last element that we want to show the client, which is this figure here, and I can just go and select these other columns and just come up here and press hide. So now we have a schedule that just shows the preliminary cost estimation as we go through. And there could possibly be other elements in there that you don't want to show the client, but you can make that judgment yourself. So then we can go back to the master cost calculation, right click, and duplicate the view, and we can rename this one, and we can call this one construction time estimation. And again, all the work I'm doing here, you should only really need to do once, and then you can use the same schedule for all of your projects. Certainly if you're working in practice, that would be what you would do. So here I'm going to remove the design elements, and we're going to go back and we're going to leave in the preliminary cost because that's what the calculation is taken from. But we can delete all these here. Of course, we're just hiding them, we're not deleting them. Let's just go through it. Hide. And yeah, let's just leave it like that. So then we have a construction time estimation that only talks about construction time. And we do one last one. Duplicate the view. Rename it. And then we have design time estimation. Okay. And here we can just start. We only want the last 3 figures, so we can hide these elements and we can hide these elements. And then we have the number of employees, the hourly design fees, and the design time frame in days. So let's just make that a little bit more manageable on the screen here. Get this one. Now we don't need the master one anymore because the figures that we've put in there are linked. So we have 3 schedules: construction time estimation, design time estimation, and preliminary cost estimation, which is a little bit less manageable. But we could possibly, what do we can take out of there? Unit costs, construction before adjustments. We could probably hide this one. And we could hide maybe the indexing. And we could hide this because these are just calculations that then feed further into other information. VAT, we can leave in fee percentage, contingency sum percentage, index adjustment. Well, we can hide the index. We can hide this as well because that's just a product that's not necessary to show, and this is also a product that's not necessary to show. It's just a working tool. So then we have something that's a little bit more manageable if we're going to put it on a sheet or something like that, because all these schedules, just like all your drawings, can be transferred directly to a sheet down here, and they will just turn up as a table on your sheet setup. So let's just get this a little bit fixed on the screen here. And there we have the 3 main tables. Now the beauty of this is, first of all, like I said, we can link your projects into this file. So your project doesn't necessarily have to be in the file itself. You can use this as a calculation file for all your projects. But if we modify the design here, if for example I move this wall using the arrow keys, you can watch that all the values automatically update because they're linked directly to the initial calculation, which was to do with the floor area that we set up. So you can make design changes to all your projects, and this method will allow you to immediately calculate the impact that will have on the preliminary plan for the project.